Welcome to Lakeland College. This is Ed Talks. Our Ed Talks passenger for today is Mr. Casey Reynolds, and we're excited to have Casey with us.
Excited to be here, Ed.
Tell our viewers a little bit about yourself in 100 words or less.
100 years.
Preferably do the opening in Spanish.
Bueno, estoy aquí. I grew up out west. I was born in Idaho, spent most of my childhood in northern Utah, a town by the name of Logan. I came out to Illinois in 2006, 2005, 2006. I was dating a woman at the time who went to the U of I and came out here with her, and the relationship didn't work out with her, but the relationship with Illinois has worked out pretty good for me. So I really enjoy it out here. I miss my mountains. I miss some of the kind of the cultural things I was used to,
Sure.
but I've really enjoyed the openness of the people in Illinois and getting to see new things.
Fantastic. Well, we're glad you ended up here. Was there a teacher that inspired you to become a college instructor, or maybe more than one? And what was it that they did that prompted you to become an educator?
You know, I don't know if I've told you this story yet, but my kind of, when I knew I wanted to become an educator happened in my undergrad year, and it was my first senior year. I went for 5 years instead of
Okay.
4. I did some study abroad and some kind of meandering the first couple of years that kind of took extra time, and it was good for me. But his name was Kevin Krogh. He was teaching a class as the history and civilization of Spain. And I just got back from Spain the semester before. I just remember sitting in class one day and just like, I want to be Kevin. I want to do what Kevin was doing.
Sure.
It was just kind of an odd moment of clarity for me. He was a great influence. I don't know if he was much of an influence as he just happened to be there in that moment. I had a couple of really good professors at Utah State. He was one of them. J.P. Spicer Escalante was another one. His wife, Maria Spicer Escalante, was really good. In grad school, I had a couple that I really enjoyed. One more in undergrad, a history professor. I'm darned if I could remember his name, but he had this habit of calling everybody by their last names, Mr. Reynolds or Miss Smith. And I don't know, I just liked his style and his delivery. This is a hard question because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh yeah, and there was that other guy that was a history professor in undergrad. He used to always start his lectures with, "When last we left our heroes."
I love
It's
it.
a great.
We're doing an interview.
And he had some very, like, let's turn our hymnals to, like, these kind of opening lines for class every day that I loved. And I used the "when we last left our heroes" occasionally, just homage to him. But in grad school, there was a guy that was teaching English as a second language classes. And he just the way he kind of taught, there was a passion in his lectures that I really enjoyed, and I've emulated that as much as I could. It was fun to be there.
So I'm going to chime in here. One of my favorite instructor openings was Dr. Floyd Merritt, and he would say, "Curtail the superfluous vocalizations and/or subterfuge." That was his very academic way of telling us to be quiet.
Yeah. Oh, another one that was an exit every day at the end of class was any questions, concerns, complaint, or questions, concerns, something, or complaints. I love that, like opening up the door for complaints.
There's definitely these touchstones of inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite material to cover in class or subject matter, and why?
I really enjoy, I can think of two. I really enjoy food in my Spanish class and then families in my Spanish class. It's because it's the one time where students, I think, can really grasp onto like wanting to express themselves. We, like our families are important to us, our foodways are important to us. And so I found they are more easily able to use the vocabulary and the grammar, and I see a lot of kind of uptick in their ability to produce Spanish in those particular moments.
And food is such a universally understood and appreciated mechanism or medium. Yeah.
You can talk about types, and you can include colors and, past tense, present tense. There's all kinds of cool things you can do with that little.
So will you teach our viewers a couple of key food words in Spanish? What are some?
Guacamole.
In my home, we say guac.
Guac. One thing that's really fun is the word taco.
Okay.
So we understand in U.S. culture that a taco is this Mexican food where you've got a tortilla and you put stuff in it. In Chile, a taco is a traffic jam. Did you think of it? A taco is essentially putting a bunch of stuff together, right? So a traffic jam is putting all these things together in the traffic. In Spain, a taco is like swear word, like how you say swear word. Like
Okay.
a bad word's a taco.
So a bad word is a taco.
Yeah.
But taco is not a bad word. It just describes.
Just describes a bad word. Yeah.
It says this is a bad word.
Mhm.
Fascinating. And they would learn some of this in your Spanish classes, I
Yeah.
assume.
I mean, the language I think is important to learn, but the culture, like why we learn the language and how that's important. Foodways is another one where, if you're ordering at a restaurant in the U.S., it's always this, well, could you please bring me, it's kind of all these ways of layering the potentiality, the subjunctiveness of that phrase, like could you, would you. But in Spain, it's more like bring me this. And it's not rude, like it sounds rude in English, but for them, it's just that's how you express that. Bring me this, please. Or not bring me this, but put this here, please.
So in the U.S., that sounds a little too commanding or direct.
Yeah.
But culturally, it's different there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just one last question. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you wish I had?
What about AI? We haven't talked about AI.
Okay. So
What do I think about AI?
so Casey, what do you think about AI and how it's going to impact education?
I think it's going to be revolutionary, but I don't know necessarily in a good way. I think we'll have a bit of a reckoning with it. I think once students, people start to realize it has a lot of real benefits to it. Right? It can do a lot of cool things, but it can also be a bit of a crutch. As soon as we figure out how to get past using it as a crutch to write papers or
Sure.
do the basic things that they seem basic, they seem not important, but writing an essay, coming up with a speech, whatever that is, it's an exercise in organizing your thoughts, and that's an important human ability, and that's mostly over here is to hone those critical thinking skills. So once we can figure out how to kind of define it as a culture, it's not even culture at this point, right? It's a global thing. Once we can figure out how to define that as a global thing and allow us to, like a calculator is the example that the college likes to use, but how we can make that the tool that it could be, how to make our lives better versus how to make our lives easier. Everything that's good is not easy.
Do you think the mind is a bit like a muscle, and when we don't exercise it, it gets weak?
That's a good analogy, yeah.
And
fair to say.
for me, yeah, I'm with you that AI is an assist. It's not. I don't want it to replace my cerebellum.
Mhm.
I hope that's the right part of the brain. We'll get an anatomy instructor in here for
This
next
is- yeah.
time.
Or you could do like the kind of the thing they do on the videos where they put underneath it, Ed meant to say,
Sure. Hey, well,
global context.
thanks for being on Ed Talks.
Yeah, thank you, Ed. It
It's been
was
fantastic.
enjoyable ride. You're a great driver.
Thank you.
I heard some rumors you were not. I was a little worried about that.
They're just rumors.